Bad vibes. We know them. We have been surrounded by them. How do we know if we're the ones giving off a bad vibe or if we're getting saturated by other people's energy? In this video, I'm gonna share with you how to identify bad vibes, how to combat bad vibes, and the most common sources of bad vibes and how to overcome them. What are bad vibes? Bad vibes is your intuitive self picking up subconsciously on vibration that might not be aware to your conscious mind. That is a form of energetic protection. If we are paying attention, everything in the world is vibration. And just like bats have radar and whales have sonar, you too pick up on vibration. And when you're picking up on a bad vibe, this is your own energetic defense mechanism, your own energetic protection that is informing you of something that your conscious mind might not be aware of yet and might not make logical sense. So before I go any further, hi, I'm Sonia. I'm a 4th generation intuitive, and I teach you how to plug back into your innate divine self, your intuition. And if you're new here, welcome. I'm so happy that you're here. Don't forget to hit subscribe and hit that little bell notification because I release new videos every week. If you're returning, welcome back. I am so grateful to have you here. And today we're talking about an important topic, bad vibes. What are they? How to identify them? And are we the ones that are giving off bad vibes, or is something in us telling us a piece of information of something that's off? So the very first thing, how we can know when we are infected with bad vibes. When you're infected with bad vibes, your energy goes down. This is where we can find ourselves being critical, perpetually negative, where we might feel uncomfortable in our bodies, where something feels off. When you're infected with bad vibes, what happens is a lot of times is our negative self-talk gets really loud, we get really critical, and often too, sometimes we're the ones that are giving off bad vibes because we might be having an off day, or we might be infected by somebody else's energy. So the very first thing that we can do to pay attention to whether or not the call is coming from inside the house is paying attention to our own vibration. So a really simple tool that I use every morning is putting one hand on my heart and one hand on my belly and taking a moment to check in with my own energetic field. The more that we're aware of our own energy, the more sensitive we are to whether or not we're getting bad vibed. If bad vibes and bad vibe protection first starts with awareness and self-awareness. How am I feeling today? What's going on in my inner world? And having that piece of knowledge gives us choice. Sometimes we wake up on this bad side of the bed, sometimes we're feeling off, sometimes we're feeling stressed, and that gives us a good window that we will be susceptible to other people's bad vibes, or that us ourselves can be bad vibe dispensers. If you woke up and are feeling ungrounded, anxious, overwhelmed, first ask, is this my energy or somebody else's? And really take a moment to be quiet and listen within. Trust the first thing that comes up. Often we can disrupt and interrupt our own psychic defense mechanisms because our bad vibes are picking up on something that's below the surface. And that might not be something that our conscious mind have been aware of yet. So if it's something that feels, and the thing about a bad vibe, if it's really a bad vibe, it will stay solid. It'll stay, it doesn't move. It's an emotion, emotions move. You might go for a walk, you might, write in your journal. And if that feeling moves, then it's not really a bad vibe, it's just an emotion, because emotions come in and out like waves. Now, true vibes, something of your own intuitive radar, will stay solid. The information does not move. So if you are really getting a bad vibe, next we can start to check in with, have I been infected with somebody else's bad vibe? Now, there's something called energy vampires. This might be somebody in your family, somebody in your office, somebody that you're in a romantic relationship with. And people who are energy vampires, one, have no awareness of their own energy, no awareness of how they affect others. They might be stuck in criticism, they might be stuck in black and white thinking, they might not be in any present, any place of listening. And people who often give out bad vibes will download their vibes onto you. And there is something called emotional contagion. We pick up on other people's emotions. So for example, if you walk into your office and everybody is in a bad mood, you will be affected by it, and especially if you're not aware. So a simple way to protect yourself against energy vampires. These are people, for every time that you're around them, you feel drained. One, giving yourself choice. Do you really have to interact with this person? Because if somebody is a bad vibe dispenser, a really simple tool is to use your 2 feet and walk away. Is this worthy of my energy and my time? Now, if it is, let's say it's your boss who you can't escape from, a simple way that you can protect yourself is even just by crossing your arms over your solar plexus and slightly moving your body away. Because we receive energy into our solar plexus. So if somebody is giving you bad vibes and is right on, this gets entrenched into our bodies. Second of all, if you can feel that you've been infected with somebody else's bad vibe, a simple tool that you can use is to literally shake it off. This is something that animals do in the wild, like an antelope. If they're attacked by a lion and escape, all of that adrenaline, what they'll genuinely do is literally shake it off and keep moving. So if you're infected with somebody else's bad vibe, move the energy. Get back into your own physical body. That helps to bring you back to present. That brings you back to ground. That brings you back to center. Now, the other thing that we can really do to help to protect ourselves from bad vibes is also by being aware of what we give our attention to. We can get infected with bad vibes if we get so sucked into the news, into social media, into other people's energy and aren't aware of it. What you feed your conscious mind, it's lodged into your subconscious. That's why, for example, if you're around somebody who's perpetually negative, you'll feel it. It gets lodged in. If you are constantly watching bad news, and it can get addictive because it can actually tap into our adrenaline systems. These are also ways that we can start to be aware. Okay, I'm not saying don't watch the news at all, but maybe be aware of when you watch the news. Do you watch it right before you go to bed? Do you give yourself some boundaries around it? Do you also use that and also put in some good information as well? These are ways that we can not only be aware of our own bad vibes, but not get sucked in. And last, a really good way that we can combat bad vibes is by practicing gratitude. When we can start to shift our focus from what's not working to what is as a disciplined practice, not only does that raise our own vibration, but helps to keep us centered in our heart space, where our intuition and our spirit resides. The more that we're anchored into these high vibrations of what are the things that we love, what are we grateful for, what is working, these are gentle ways that we can combat bad vibes and even transmute and change the energy. We don't have to be victims of bad vibes. We always have choice. So ask yourself, is this serving me? Does this take care of me? Does this help take care of my energetic body, my emotional body, my physical body? And last but not least, my favorite way to move bad vibes is to move your body. The more that we move, the more that we raise our heart rate, the more that we actually move the energy, the less that we become susceptible to getting sucked into bad vibes. Because often when we're in a bad vibe, the last thing that we want to do is move. And so there's a really interesting principle. Move your body and your mind will follow. And that can feel counterintuitive because often when we're stuck in a bad vibe, it's like I know that for me, like this morning I woke up in a bad vibe and all I wanted to do was lay in bed. And the moment that I moved my body and moved the energy, that's when everything moved. So make it a practice to move with your vibration. And last but not least, you can always write in your journal and just empty the garbage, empty the blah, 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 empty the chitter chatter so that you can actually get back to the present moment. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, share it with a friend, leave me a comment. What's your favorite way to bust your bad vibes? I would love to hear from you. And also don't forget to check out all of my spiritual quizzes and things that are in the description box below that help support you on your intuitive journey. So I am sending you all my love. I'll see you next week. Bye.